Everyone has been watching closely the demonstrations in Hong Kong and the riots in Hong Kong. There's clearly deep and widespread unhappiness in Hong Kong society. It's not a minority, it's millions of people who are feeling aggrieved. And their most vocal complaints are political ones. How one country, two systems is working out. How Hong Kong chooses its political leaders and governs itself. But underlying this is also the sense that serious economic and social concerns have not been addressed in Hong Kong. Housing is very expensive. It's very difficult to start families and to have children. And the younger generation are not optimistic about their future, no matter how hard they may study or work. And so they are in a very troubled situation. Singapore's situation is quite different from Hong Kong's, but we should study closely what's happening in all these other places, including Hong Kong, and ask ourselves, can this deep social angst happen here? Can this social division befall us? And my answer is, yes, it can, if we are not careful. Singapore is not immune to the underlying divisive forces that are tearing at these other countries. And we feel the same forces, and we have to resist it better than them. If it happens to us, like this, what's happening elsewhere, we will suffer the same consequences as the other countries, only worse, because we are that much more vulnerable. And then it will become impossible to govern Singapore, to make and carry out difficult decisions, or to plan for the long-term good of the nation. Because next week, next month, even next year will seem so far away. Confidence in Singapore will be destroyed, and I think Singapore will be finished. The PAP government creates jobs and opportunities for our workers to enable every citizen to improve their own lives through their own efforts, provide for their families and themselves and their futures with confidence and pride. And this is far better than having a populist government that gives vent to the frustrations of the population or panders to the short-term passions at the expense of our long-term interests.